I have inadvertently been challenged by another YouTuber. I know they probably didn't mean this, but the first response in this two-part video is reinventing sexy? How's it going? I'm Amelia Sims. This is Reinventing You, the channel where you can be inspired to take your own reinventing journey so that you can live a life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. I post twice a week, and I'm glad that you are here. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate your support. Now, I've actually never done this before, really. I have talked about other YouTubers or responded to some of their ideas, but I don't think I've ever done a video in response to some other YouTuber says, and this is in a two-part because I felt like there were two issues that were going on. And the first thing is reinventing sexy? I am responding to another YouTuber called Wagner, and you can see her video right up here, and the title is Stop Trying to Reset Your Life. Now, I follow Tara, and she is a great YouTuber. She's got some great ideas. She's spot on. A lot of her videos are very similar to mine in some respects. She's very different than me, but at the same time, I've learned some things from her. I've responded to her channel. We've commented back and forth. I've actually met her. She works a lot with doTERRA, which is an essential oil company, and she was actually the first person to give a workshop about doTERRA that I went to. She came to my town, and she probably doesn't remember this, and I think in the way the essential oil company doTERRA is, she's like up in my whatever, above me, way above me in terms of selling essential oils, and I really don't sell them very much, but I do use them a lot. I respect her, and when I saw the title of her video, at first I got very angry, and I could not watch her video for several days because I just felt like it felt like an attack. And because I had recently posted this video up here about how to reset your life, and then I followed that with Swedish death cleaning, I felt like I really did feel like it was an attack. I know that there are a lot of other YouTubers who are doing the same kind of ideas on YouTube, so I know that I wasn't the only person who influenced her, but it felt personal to me, and that's something I have to deal with. But I just felt like I really needed to respond. One of the first things that Tara said in her video was that everybody sees this, or not everybody, I guess a lot of people see the idea of resetting your life or reinventing your life. I don't think she ever used that particular phrase. Starting over, basically, is that it's sexy, that you throw everything out and you start again, boom, that's it. And what she says, and she's right, it's not sustainable, and I hear that. And so that I do want to say she does have some good points, some of which I will follow up with in my next video. But I have to really stop right here and say these things. First of all, I started the idea of reinventioning. It was not my idea. It was Faye Anam Avisa's idea. And I got this idea when I went to a suicide prevention workshop. It is true, most people in starting over can't throw everything out of their life and start anew. However, if you are suicidal, if you have tried to take your own life and been unsuccessful, sometimes throwing everything out and starting over is the only answer. It is the only way to live. And I say this is because this is what Faye Anam Avis did. I have two of Faye's books. One was co-written by my coach. I'm making sure you can see these. One of them's called A Second Day, and that is about his suicide journey. And the other one, well, the other one is like, I can't see it in the screen, so how can you see it? The other one is Life, Death, and Reinvention, and that specifically goes into the idea of reinventioning. Now, Faye Anam Avis did everything. He changed everything. He changed his name. He left his marriage. He moved. He literally got rid of basically everything he owned. He left his job. I think he was a minister. But anyway, he did all of these things. He had to do that in order to save his life. So I want to start with, yes, the idea of resetting your life, reinventing your life might sound like really sexy or a great thing to do. It is not sustainable unless you are in that place in your life where you have no choice. You are desperate. You have got to do it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that sometimes in your life, there will be a cascade of events. One thing changes, and then the next thing changes, and the next thing changes. I had a comment recently from one of my viewers who said that this happened to her. She changed one thing, she ended up divorcing, she ended up moving, she ended up changing her job. Everything in her life changed, and it was not a house of cards, because that's not really a great visual, but more like a domino effect. One thing happened after the other. And a lot of times that is what happens in your life. You change one thing and other things will follow. It doesn't happen at once for most of us, but it will happen in stages. I also want to talk about a little bit about the fact that when I say restart and even the concept of Swedish death cleaning, and you can see that video up here, doesn't mean that you get rid of everything in your life. That doesn't mean you simply say nothing else came before, because you can't do that. There's no way, unless you've experienced some kind of form of amnesia, you can't just throw all of that out. There are things in your life that are going to impact your life no matter what you do. So don't just say, I'm going to get rid of everything. I think that things we have to do are like, I don't like the way that was happening in my life. I don't want to do that again. I've learned my lesson. Instead, I'm going to do this. But I really like this about myself, and I don't want to get rid of that. Here's an example. I have had red hair since I was born. I'm naturally red, yes. And I'm getting to the age where I have some gray hairs popping up, and I have so much hair, I just pluck the gray. And I don't normally like the way red's gray. A lot of times they gray in patches, and I don't find that attractive. I know that there's been some famous redheads that have done a good job with that, but I've never seen, I don't know. Anyway, it's my hair. If I wanted to do a total change, I would say I'm just going to dye my hair gray. If that's really what I was about, I would be doing everything, including changing my hair color. And that's really hard for me. I have always known myself as a redhead. And even the concept of eventually I'm going to go totally gray is very foreign to me and very scary, because I'm like, that is part of my identity, is being a redhead. So that I can't just erase that part of me. That will always be a part of me. Even if I don't look like I have red hair, mentally, probably temperamentally, I am going to be a redhead. So it's true that you can make major changes in your life. You can reset your life. You can reinvent yourself. Some of us, if we have gone through a crisis or a time of suicide in our life, we have got to throw everything out. Others of us have got to start with one thing, and that makes a cascade, and we start, changing other aspects of our life. Is reinventing ourselves sexy? The idea is, maybe the concept. The reality, it's not really. A lot of times at the end of the video, I will say things like, please subscribe to this channel, but I want to engage with you. Check out Tara's video, come back, and in the comments below, please let me know what you think. What is she saying? Do you feel like it's an attack on this channel? I don't think it's a personal attack. I'm not coming after her. I'm just saying that sometimes reinventing, resetting life does have to mean everything. Sometimes it happens, you start with one thing and continue. But I'm going to talk a little bit about that in my next video, so I'm not going to start that here. But in the comments below, please let me know what you think. And if you're one of these people who's made major changes in your life, in a lot of areas in your life, I want to hear from you. If you haven't already, check out this video on Swedish death cleaning, and YouTube thinks you might like this video as well. Have a great one.